The caps are coming off as we slowly make our way to 90% vaccination. With Christmas on the horizon, dinner parties are back on. You can have as many people at home as you want. And if you feel like going out, there will probably be a booking because density limits at pubs, cafes and restaurants are now a thing of the past. Pressure has also been taken off prospective brides and grooms. Weddings can have as many fully vaccinated guests as they want, along with funerals. And when it comes to the Boxing Day Test and the Australian Open, it'll be just like old times. They're back at full capacity, just like festivals and gigs.
Whether it's 100,000 people at the MCG on Boxing Day or a smaller group of people standing up at the public bar at their local pub having a beer, this is the COVID normal that every Victorian has built.
One of the biggest changes to the rules will be masks. You don't have to wear them in the office anymore if you're fully vaccinated, but they'll stay in hospitals, aged care, hospitality and at schools, including for students who can't get the jab. You'll still have to mask up on public transport and in taxis or ride shares, and they'll stay on for retail workers for another few weeks. But under the new rules, if you test positive, you only have to isolate for 10 days, not 2 weeks. And if you come into contact with someone who has the virus, you'll just need to get tested and isolate until you get a negative result. Under the new rules, it's also your job to tell people if you test positive, like your boss or your school.
For some people, I think for a lot of us, this is going to be a period of adjustment. And I totally understand that we're going to have to take time to get used to the new settings that do inform and guide these freedoms that we're talking about.
But for the unvaccinated, there are changes too. They won't be able to shop non-essential retail. This is now the new normal and the battle is far from over. But for now, some relief for Victorians who have been through so much in the past 2 years.
As life goes largely back to normal in Victoria, there's a sense of relief and hope that lockdown rules never return. That's despite new cases nudging over 1,000 again today and a further 12 deaths. But for business operators hit hard by the pandemic, all eyes are on the future, as Nicole Asher reports.
Comedy club owner Kyran Wheatley is getting ready for one last show before the curtain falls on patron limits.
I've had the date that we were expecting 90% capacity up on my whiteboard for weeks. It would every day that it changes, I'd scrub it out and put the new one up. And so for it to be dropped today like a Beyonce album was incredible. Tonight he can sit 35 people. Tomorrow it can be 130. So I'm sure that every single venue owner in the state is scrambling to see how quickly they can open the door tomorrow. The lifting of restrictions at midnight came nearly a week earlier than expected. By next week, more than 90% of Victorians aged 12 and over will be double vaccinated. For the fully vaccinated, tomorrow's Freedom Day. Your life will be back to normal. You'll be able to enjoy all of the things that you have yearned for and missed.
It's not as big a step as people might think. Mixing in the homes, which you've already been able to do, is probably one of the greatest risk areas, and we haven't seen that really undermine what we're trying to achieve. While mask rules are being scaled back, they'll remain in certain settings.
We're not unhappy about masks for primary age students. Of course, our younger students can't get vaccinated at this point in time, so it's important to continue some of those safety measures. And Melbourne's back on track to reclaim its crown as the events capital.
I just think it will be an incredible moment when we bowl that first ball. People come back to a stadium without a capacity limit.
Grab your friends, grab your family, open your purse and your wallet, get to your favourite restaurant, get back to the office, get to your favourite holiday destination, get to the theatre. Let's get Victoria going once and for all.
It's hoped masks coming off indoors will encourage office workers back to the city and then back to bars and restaurants. Venue operators expect that could take some time. Nonetheless, the countdown's on to midnight. Nicole Asher, ABC News, Melbourne.